What can you learn from spending time alone? Before I start this podcast, I have a little disclaimer here, and I want to highlight that I'm talking about making some time for yourself and taking the time to be alone to discover who you are in this podcast. I'm not promoting loneliness or social isolation, which are totally different and which could lead to depression and to a variety of physical and mental conditions. Take care of yourself, always. Hi everyone, and welcome to the podcast Fly with Mel. I use this podcast to talk about all the personal development that we can get by living far from home. I tell some stories, but most of the time I invite people that I meet along the way to share their own. This podcast is an open door to the world because I truly believe that everyone you meet has something to teach you. So I invite you to take a seat and enjoy the flight. I came across this topic today after realizing that many people around me couldn't understand the importance of my me time. To create this podcast, I've asked several friends if they were spending some time alone each day and if they were enjoying it. Well, I was not surprised to receive a mix of answers. Between those who didn't understand the purpose of being alone when you can just enjoy some time with friends, and those who need this time to recharge and sit with their thoughts alone. To give you a bit of context, a couple of years ago, I was one of those who couldn't stay alone. I was one of those who couldn't enjoy activities alone, who couldn't travel or eat alone. I was one of those who couldn't understand someone telling me, you should try, go, do something alone, discover the world alone. I really didn't understand. I didn't want to. You will hear a lot of travelers say they discovered themselves thanks to their trip. Because when you travel abroad, you will necessarily have some unpredicted moment alone. In fact, I think that discovering ourselves is a real big life journey that never stops. But once you start, you will constantly be amazed by the person sitting inside of you. You. Since I left France for Australia almost 4 years ago now, I feel like I became another person. Or maybe I just became who I truly was. But I could never have discovered myself before because I was afraid of it. I was seeing it as a negative thing to be alone. I think maybe because the society now tends to tell us that being popular is the right thing. It's seen as positive to be surrounded by many people. And most of all, I was always avoiding my own presence. I was doing a lot of things with many people. I was never alone, always busy here and there. I thought I was happy. But I didn't realize that my happiness came from the fact that I was liked by others. I was part of the crew. I was surrounded by a lot of people, and that made me happy. I was never lonely. And this feeling made me think that I was powerful, which in fact wasn't true, because I didn't even know who I truly was. You know, that's the thing. We always want to do plans with others. We want to share experiences with our beloved ones. We want to go to this event and meet someone we know so we feel comfortable. We always want to do everything else that doesn't include being alone. And by doing so, we want to avoid to be with ourselves and let the unforeseen events take the lead. Sometimes I think we even invest so much in somebody else just because we want to help somebody else. But we don't even want to invest the same amount of time in ourselves and find out who we are because we are afraid of what we will find. Maybe we won't like ourselves. Maybe we will. But in both cases, we won't know until we have the courage to face who we are. And it's hard. I'm not telling you it's easy here. It's hard because yes, it can be very scary to know what we will find and if we are even ready for it. How are we gonna handle the pain to accept and face our issues? Because let's face it, nobody's perfect. We all have inner issues and we know that. But some people are happier than others because they took this step already. And they know a bit more about who they are, and they understand better their emotions and why they're acting the way they do. But let me tell you this now. We may don't know how to fix ourselves sometimes, and maybe we won't even have to. But accepting who we are and what we are going through is the first step toward freedom. Of course, again, it's hard. And it's really hard to say to yourself, I don't like myself. But by saying this, you can start to untie yourself from your ego or from inner negative energy. And you can start to change instead of fighting again and again against yourself. There is this quote that I really like from a book called The Untethered Soul from Michael Singer, which says, you can look deep within yourself and decide that you don't want the weakest part of you running your life. You want to be free of this. You want to talk to people because you find them interesting, not because you're feeling lonely. You want to have relationship with people because you genuinely like them, not because you need for them to like you. You want to love because you truly love, not because you need to avoid your inner problems. So I really like this book and I recommend you to read it. It's a really, really good book and powerful, and you will change your mind and your thought on a lot of things regarding your inner peace. So now let me ask you this. Are you in a relationship because you're afraid to be alone? Are you not going away because you're afraid to travel alone? Are you not going to this party because you don't know anyone there? Are you not testing this restaurant because you're afraid to eat alone? You know, sometimes we are so afraid of an unknown space that we prevent ourselves from being free. But look, once you learn to enjoy being alone, which is the first big step, you will then discover new things. The first one is that you can do what you want. We all know how good it is to spend time with other people. Of course it's good, but it has a compromise. You cannot do what you want when you're with other people. You will constantly modify your plans or ideas to accommodate to others. When we are around other people, our actions and feelings can be based on their reactions. So in the end, we are not acting the way we really want. The second thing, you can recharge your energy. By spending time alone, you are in a quiet state, and you can recover from external stress, external pressure, anything. You can sit at peace with your own thought. Third thing, you get more done. Yes, you don't have any excuses here because you will focus your energy on your own goals. You will make the time to do what you have to do for you. There are no more excuses, nothing that can stop you. Because how do you want to unlock success if you're always helping others and not focusing on your own projects? For example, I would never have been able to develop this podcast channel if I was always outside chilling with my friends, or if I was always listening to other people's dreams. No, I really wanted to do it. So what I did is I sat down with my own thought. I listened to my feelings. I really wanted to create it. So I forced myself to say no to others in order to have some more productive time for me. But again, life is about balance. I'm really not saying here you have to stop seeing your friends. What I say is just find the right rhythm that serves you best. Number 4, you can learn to trust yourself. And this one is really important. We are always talking about freedom, but freedom is more than just doing what you want. Freedom is the ability to trust your gut, to trust what your intuition is telling you, and to then think clearly, without any external pressure or influence. By taking time alone, you will be able to take decisions. You will be able to choose your direction and decide where you want to go, what you want your life to look like, who you want to be surrounded by. By being alone, you will have a clear understanding of who you are, what you know, and what is right for you. Number 5. Spending time alone will help you boost your self-esteem. Sit with yourself, believe in yourself, enjoy your own company, know your worth, and then, and just then, you will shine. And when you shine, you become more confident. It sounds very logical, but it's true. As long as you shine, you're just confident. You shine in a room, like everybody's going to see you. They're going to see that you are confident in what you say, in who you are, in what you do. And you know what? Confidence will lead you to success. So start believing in yourself and never lose that belief. Learning to enjoy time alone will help you to understand that you are enough. Because yes, you are enough. Number 6, you become more socially aware. I really like this one because I know that some people can be very empathetic. Like it can be something, it can be a gift, something that they really have since they're young. And some other people don't have that. They don't really understand other people's reaction, other people's behavior, etc. But when you sit alone, you take the time to listen and understand your own emotions. And then you will be able to use this awareness to adapt your behavior and your reactions to people and to different situations. So that means that you can also increase the quality of your relationships because you will finally be aware of your feelings and also of other people's feeling in front of you. Number 7, you appreciate other people more. Yes, you know that feeling when you haven't seen someone for a while and you miss that person so much, even more now that we are in lockdown. You know, like we are missing so many of our friends and family. And this feeling is the one that makes you realize who is important for you and who you are grateful to have in your life. Taking time alone helps you recharge your energy to then come back full of love to give to your beloved ones. That's why it's so important. You know, we always say put yourself first, but do you even really understand what it means to you? Learning to focus on yourself and on your goals can help you become happier and grateful. Because if you focus only on the things that you have, you will always have enough. But if you focus on the thing that you don't have, you will never have enough. Beautiful people, I'm going to wrap up here. Learn to love yourself. Learn to love your craziness. Learn to love your imagination. Learn to love your perfect imperfections. Learn to be kind to yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. When I listen to other generations, I feel like life is too short. And too short to be too hard on ourselves. So enjoy every part of life. And enjoy the flight. Always.